Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys another review, and this review is on the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Now, I did receive this one for Christmas as well from Santa, so I'm very excited that I do have this. I low-key wanted this like so bad, but I didn't want to say so. And I'm so happy that I got it because I actually really do love this palette. The outside packaging is really cute, I think. The colors are really nice, how it's like a nice ombre, and then the little touch of gold is really pretty. On the back it has all of the color names and what they should look like in the pan. So we have all of these colors right here. Then you open the box and then out comes the palette itself. And it is a metal palette, which I actually really like because it's magnetic when it closes, and I love magnetic closures. I just do. That's just personal preference. But the packaging for here looks almost similar to the outside packaging. It is ombre just like the front, except on here it has 3D peaches and all the logos and everything. When you open the palette, you have the mirror over here, and then you have all of the eyeshadows down here, obviously. And the smell is a little overpowering. If you are sensitive to smells, then you probably won't like this because it is very artificially like smelling. You know what I mean? Like it just smells like peaches, but you know it's very artificial, obviously. But I don't mind it. I love the smell, but I know some people might be bothered by the smell. So I did just want to put that out there for you guys, just so you guys knew that it is a little bit overpowering. In this palette, there are 18 shadows altogether, 7 of them being matte, the rest of them being shimmers. And with that being said, I do feel that the palette should have had some more mattes included. That's just a personal preference. I feel like with the mattes that they do provide, there's not a whole variety of looks that you can do because some of them are very light, so they can only be used as transition colors. And then there are a couple that can only be used as deeper tones, obviously, and it doesn't give you much room to kind of like spread your wings and try out different looks. It's kind of just the same thing over and over. The only thing that would make the look vary is the shimmer shades, which are very pretty, but again, I do feel that they should have put a little bit more matte in here and a little less shimmer because, you know, a couple of shimmers can go a very long way when you're doing certain looks, so that is something that I find a little bit meh. The performance of the shadows I was actually very impressed with. My expectations were not high at all because the last palette that I got from Too Faced was the Nikkie Tutorials collab palette, and I do not like that palette at all. I felt that there were a lot of inconsistencies in that palette, and I just felt that the eyeshadows didn't perform the way I would have wanted them to. So I didn't really expect much, but I did hear a lot of hype about this palette. So I was excited about it, I just didn't know how well the eyeshadows were going to perform, but I do really like the shadows in here. One of them that I don't particularly like is this one right in the middle. It's called Candied Peach, and it has little flecks of glitter in it. It's not like a full-on shimmer, but I just felt that this one was a little bit more dry than all of the other shadows in here. I just had a little bit of a harder time working with this particular shadow versus all of the other ones, so that is something that I found to be kind of inconsistent in the palette. But other than that, straight across the board, in my opinion, I felt that all of the shadows really did perform very nicely. They were very easily blendable, and they were not hard to work with at all. This palette retails for $49, which is kind of up there. It is standard for Too Faced's pricing point, I guess you can say, that it would be priced at $49. So it's not so much that it's out of their comfort zone, but for some people, they don't want to spend $49 on an eyeshadow palette. So that is, again, something that I did want to throw out there for you, that it is a little bit on the pricier side when it comes to palettes. I personally love this palette just because it literally like speaks to me. I love the warm, corally, peachy tones. I just feel that they complement my eyes very well, and so I feel like I'm the most comfortable when it comes to warmer tones. So I knew that this palette was going to impress me right from the beginning, just as far as color scheme goes. But if you don't like these colors, I don't think you'll like this palette because it's pretty much just all peachy tones except for a few. So that is something that you guys want to kind of take into consideration if you're thinking about purchasing this palette, that it is more on the warmer side of things. If this palette is on your wish list, I definitely do suggest purchasing it. I was very impressed by everything about this palette. I love the packaging, I love the smell actually, and I do really love all of the shadows in here. Like I said, really the only complaint that I have is that there aren't enough matte shades in here, but if you're like me and you have a million other eyeshadow palettes, it's really not that big of a deal. But again, there should be more mattes in here, but that's okay. But yeah guys, that's it on my opinion of the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I will have right here my last video, and I will have right here where you can subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you guys can become a part of my YouTube family. I have videos coming out every Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure that you guys come back to my channel on those days to see my new videos of the week, and I will see you next time. Mwah.